supply, so I bought this. This is laminated. That's good quality lamination. What do you think, huh? Everybody appreciates a nice lamination. This is Boston in 1775. Okay, now this is not big in land area. I just have to give you an idea of scale, okay? Let's take everything that's happened in Boston history in this region, the siege of Boston, so-called, which is really just putting up of a blockade here with a handful of soldiers to keep the redcoats and the Tory sympathizers out here. And this being a very shallow little tidal pool about 10 feet deep. You couldn't bring ships in here. It's a very effective siege. This is where the Boston Tea Party happens. Maybe you're going to go to the Tea Party ships at some point. Is that something you're doing? Oh, you did it already. This is where the Boston Massacre happened. Now, just to give you an idea how much landfill there is, that's where the Boston Massacre happened, on the waterfront. But it wasn't waterfront when we visited it, right? That's also Phil. This is where Paul Revere began his midnight ride. It's important to know that he never at any point said the British are coming, the British are coming. We were all British. That would have been super confusing for people. This is where Paul Revere began. All of those historic, hold on, we can even throw in Dorchester Heights over here. 10 miles, right? That's a pretty good guess, and that would be small, right? 1.5 miles. That was the total land area of Boston. 1.5 miles. It was a tiny little place. Boston's about 40 square miles now. Would you like to see what Boston looks like now? You see that light green? That is landfill. If I were to zoom out and show you more, Southie, it's all landfill. Only Dorchester Heights is original land where they brought the cannons from Fort Ticonderoga. We're here right now in the middle of the back bay of the Charles River. Remember how I said it was all filled in? This, all of MIT campus and both sides of the river, almost all the way along the river, all the way almost to Harvard, that's all landfill. East Boston is landfill. If you ever fly into Boston and try and avoid it, because it's a terrible landing and it's a terrible, frankly, airport, that's all landfill as well. Yeah, so this is a lot of landfill here, right? Now, when I say landfill, you should know I don't mean garbage. Some wheelbarrows, horses, and people, and they tore down 2 hills, and they pushed it all into the water, and it took them about 13 years, and by the time it was all done, they filled it all in, they looked at it, they said, it's really nice, but you know what it needs? Water. And so they dug up the whole section in the middle. By 1877, we had the lagoon, which is a beautiful feature. The word lagoon, as you know, is a French word, and it means lagoon. What do you think? Shall we go show them Cheers? Why not? We're blowing through traffic. It's a Sunday. You think we got time? Let's do it. You guys want to go see Cheers? Yeah. Why not? Huh? You know the television show Cheers. Yeah. Television was like a large phone, but it was in your living room, and everybody would share the experience. We all had. There were 3 shows that you could choose for on Thursday. You could choose Cheers, and you could choose Falcon Crest, which starred Morgan Fairchild, I remember, and Too Close for Comfort. And between those 3 shows, we always. So this is not going to happen. I'm here to tell you, as a born and raised in Los Angeles, California, Hollywood is built on lies. Okay, so this is not where they shot the show. This is the inspiration for the show and the exterior location of the show. So this is where they shot the outside. Yeah, it's right out front here. Yeah, but it is a good place. It's got lots of memorabilia. You know, yeah, definitely worth seeing. Let's go after these guys. Airtime. Good. Try not to make eye contact. Sometimes these people could pull the soul right out through your eyeballs. There's a statue called Cast Thy Bread Upon the Water. That's Daniel Chester French. Now, Daniel Chester French is a famous sculptor also. He's the one that made the Lincoln Memorial over there in D.C. Yeah, he was from, I believe he was from Needham, Massachusetts. Is that right, Patch? Was he from Needham? Yeah, Needham, that's what I thought. 2 things, what else? Tell me. Oh, something else? He did something. Here, kind of hot. Everybody keep your hands in there. That propulsion mates kind of set us to port, so let's see how we do. There's a good picture of us over there on the left-hand side. Look at that. It's us. I'm good for social media. You know. I'm very active on social media. I do French. Look at this building on the really beautiful. There's in-house laundry and dining, which is so convenient. And then you've got, I don't know, foosball, you know, and basketball, air hockey. They even have air hockey. You have to buy the puck. You know, they don't supply the puck. And they've got a good library that's got some of the greats, Danielle Steele, and also the classics, Raphael 17. Anyway, that's the Suffolk County Jail. That's actually the jail for Boston. Yeah, over there. You see the person on the third floor waving with the little fingers? That's my grandma. I gotta make a call. I have to make a call. What do you think, huh? The sun came out, it's nice. We had a little rain, now it's over. Yes, last night. Well, now here's the thing. I'll be very honest with you. I no longer live even in the Boston region. I also think that we had a significant amount of rain that I slept through, and then maybe you did too, because, and I'll tell you why. If you live here at the water level and you look between the water line and the water level, it looks like there's about 6 inches difference. Now, my last tour yesterday, we do 5 tours a day. This is my first tour today, that's why it's a little less talky. I'm saving energy. My last tour yesterday, we were down about 18 inches. So what happens is, this is not tidal, we pump out the river. We do this because of all the wooden pilings in the back bay holding the buildings. Well, the water table has to be above the wooden pilings, right? Or they'll dry run. And so we have to control very tightly so we don't let dry runs sit in. But if we don't pump enough water, then it floods underneath the building.